But yeah, I will never be a weaver, a cane furniture restorer. That's okay. Hello, darlings. So it's been a bit of a crazy week. It is Thursday. It's Thursday. I've got a whole rash of new clients, which is fantastic. But I also have a bunch of social engagements kind of every single day. I also in there have all the adulting stuff like running to the vet, going to the gym, all of those things. I got really overwhelmed this morning and sort of just wanted to stay in bed with my coffee, which I'm still drinking midday. So again, one of those kind of weeks. So I was thinking after a super rushing around, crazy busy morning, that I would take my lunch hour and do something fun, do something creative, not necessarily check out, but sort of check in creatively. So I went down to my, what very clearly needs to be cleaned out, sort of storage room, and grabbed one of my Fad of the Month Club boxes. I went on a little spree on eBay a few months ago and bought just all of these vintage craft kits. I have no idea what this is. So what do we have here today? We have, there's a pattern. Okay. Half bottom section of bag. Oh, it's a little purse, a little summertime purse. Okay, we have everything. Kit contains one large plastic oval, one smaller plastic oval, one length of printed material. And this is really cute. Oh, it's a little stained. Plastic spleen, about 19 feet. I think that's gotta be this. It's like a plastic, like a lanyard thread kind of thing. This handbag will be lovely for the summer season. Color scheme will look well with almost anything you wear. This dress I have on today is a little on the crazier side. I don't know that it would match, but you know, very cute. Okay, nylon yarn, pattern and directions. Okay, this is gonna be so cute. The handbag consists of 2 parts, a woven basket for the base and a cloth bag which goes inside. Let's make the bag but it means sewing it sort of twice, which is fine, but it does mean I need a needle and thread, which they don't include. I guess they assume you just have it. Okay, but this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. This is going to be a multi-day project, I think, if I'm hand sewing a French seam. But that's okay. I have other creative things I want to do this week, and like I said, this is a week. And this is already making me happier, which was the point. So, hand sewing. Hi, buddy. Okay, gotta go get some needle and thread. I'm gonna go eat some actual lunch before I get back on the phone for client calls, and I think I'm gonna do this later today. We are having literally one of the coldest Julys in San Francisco since they started keeping records. We always have sort of a gloomy July. We call it no sky July, but it is real extra gloomy. So if I can finish all of my work early today before I need to go out to my social activities later, I can have some time to do a little hand sewing. Maybe we'll just get cozy and do that. Okay, I like it. See you later. So I just had such a disheartening call for my job. So I'm a career coach and I love my job. But some of it means that sometimes I work with corporate clients. So a lot of the times it's ad agencies, marketing agencies, usually things like that. And I was really excited. I was talking to this agency about working with them. I think this will match. I was talking to this agency about working with them and working with them in terms of coaching their leadership team and some of their, what they were calling kind of their high level performers. And I was really excited because I think it's great when it's not just the executive team, when it is, you know, kind of all inclusive and everyone gets to have coaching, because I think it is really valuable. And I think not usually people that aren't at the top level don't have it offered to them as a benefit at work. Anyways, while talking to the leadership team about what outcomes they wanted, they all but said that they didn't actually want to change. They didn't want anything to change. They wanted things to stay very status quo, but they wanted the optics of hiring a coach and sort of like to appease the folks doing the work at the lower levels who were feeling overworked and like other systems need to be put in place. And I declined working with them. Like, could I have used the money? Could my business use the money? Yes, always. But what a waste of my time, their employees' time, and getting your employees kind of hopes up like that, thinking that, you know, things are going to get better, and to really just not actually want that, but to just want to look like you're doing the thing. Oh, it was so disheartening. So I'm feeling a little down. Not a little down, I'm feeling a lot down. So all of that to say, I do not have a new client, which I thought I would have as of this afternoon. But I am really glad that I do have this creative project that I'm working on, because I really need this now. I am, as I'm talking about it, yeah, I'm sad. I'm sad for those employees. And I'm sad for the leaders who think that that's you know, that it's okay and that their people aren't smart enough to understand that that's what would be going on. That is not a good work environment. And I would love to go in and help change that. But yeah, I feel bad for those folks. And unfortunately, I think that is not an anomaly of a situation right now. So I'm really glad I have my little project. I'm going to sew this. I'm going to put something comforting on YouTube probably. And I'm just going to have a moment really just engaging in this. have a whole bag. It's folded over for our drawstring. There are little buttonholes on the seams. We've gotten to step 3 of many. Okay. Now we will make the basket part of the handbag. Form a length of spleen. Cut 2 pieces 21 inches long. So I've been working on this the bulk of the afternoon. I have to be somewhere in about an hour. And I just want to stay and finish this. But, I also need to be a human that goes out about in the world. So we're going to do what we can before we go today. All right. 2 pieces at 21. This makes any sense. Okay. Cut these. It says you will use these for drawstrings later. So I'm guessing I put them aside. Because then it says find the center length of spine by folding. Mark center point with pencil. Mark 16 spaces 5.5 inches apart. So it has to be this. I was watching a show with this woman. She's like one of like 7 people in all of the UK who does like cane weaving repair for furniture. And I was thinking about how lovely it looked and how soothing and restful and mindful. And I was like, oh, that's a thing I might want to learn. Just doing this little bit. Like I'm not too worried about it because it's just for me and it's just a little creative project. Comfy, buddy? But I'm not, this is not soothing for me. This is frustrating. This is kind of annoying. I'm not enjoying it. So it's coming along, but yeah, I will never be a weaver, a cane furniture restorer. That's okay. All right, so the next thing I need to do is make these little knots all along the top, and then it looks like we're gonna do a second layer underneath, and that's what gives it its baskety type look, I guess. Okay, so got all the basket woven. A little wonky. I love it. Okay, wait, apparently I'm not done. I have another row to go. There's more instructions. Of course there is. Okay, now I've got it all netted up. Pass up on that. Look at that. Hello. It is officially the next day. So I had a little time this morning on my way home from the gym, and so I went to Scrap. Scrap is one of my favorite places. It's something that a lot of cities have now, and I'm so happy to see it. It's a creative reuse, creative, crafty art supply thrift store. Ours is very much on the big, fun, crazy, kind of disheveled warehouse type, and I absolutely love it. So I went and had a great little peruse and picked up some stuff. You joining us? And so I just thought I would share with you what I picked up this morning. Just some really fun little things before we get back to the basket and hopefully finish it today. So for starters, got some wrapping paper, really cute illustrated one, and this vintage 80s mod sort of candy cane situation. You can never have too much paper to wrap gifts in. I found, look at this puzzle. It's stunning. I don't know if it has all of the pieces. I haven't opened the box. It's taped. I don't know if this puzzle is what's in this box. It's all a mystery. We'll find out at a later date. I also got this crazy bag because the little bag that I have in my gym bag was not gonna hold all of the things that I got. So I just grabbed a bag. There was another art book in here, but I got it for my wife and she has skedaddled off somewhere with it, so I don't even know where it is. But I did get Modern Needlecraft Vintage Edition, this spring summer issue. This looks like it is from the late 60s, maybe mid 60s. Ladies Home Journal Needle and Craft. Knit one. This is very Y2K, super fun. Fashion knits. Do I knit? No. My wife does, and she is making me a few things, but I do have it in my mind that eventually I want to learn. And when I do learn, I want to use vintage patterns, I think. We'll see. I'm learning about the process, watching someone else do it. We'll save that for a sec, because I also got Easy Does It tops to knit and crochet. So freaking fun. All right, and then I think this is from Daiso, but it's a little felt dessert. I've never done felting of any kind. I thought that could be super fun. I got embroidery days of the week little bunnies to do on linens, tea towels. I do love embroidering. I do have some days of the week dish towels as it is, but these could be cute. Again, haven't opened them, don't know if they're all there. And then the thing I'm weirdly most excited about, I just learned about these books because they had the whole series there. I now feel like I might want to go back and get some more of these. But it's sort of like a Time Life series, the Family Creative Workshop. This is from cosmetics to egg decoration. So they're all alphabetical. They all have a different kind of craft on the cover. And they are very much like crafts to do with your family. Paper crafts, how to do makeup, embroidery, ciphers. I don't know. I think this could be really fun. And I think for my next video, I think I'm going to choose something out of here because why not? Because it's vintage. It's fun. I don't know. I love it. Maybe I will crochet the Afghan on the cover. I don't know. I just thought this was really, really fun. There was also a little bag of beads somewhere. I can't seem to find them, but they're very 80s, very bright colors. So they're in my kitchen somewhere. I've literally only been home for like an hour. Yeah, so I'm excited. I thought this was really fun. All of this, including the other art book, which is like a coffee table art book, and the really fancy beads, was $10. So you can't beat it. And it's a community center on top of being a place to go get yourself some really competitively priced supplies to do things. They have classes, they do community meets, they do programs for children and seniors, and it's, as far as I understand it, in conjunction with Ruth Asawa, the artist, she was very big into making sure that arts had a place in the community. So if you have a creative reuse arts thrift store in your town or close to your town, I highly suggest going and checking it out. Even if you don't buy anything, it's a good time. And you can always donate things. I know that a lot of teachers kind of use it as a resource to really supplement their classrooms because there's tons of papers and pens and kind of basic, you know, arts and crafts supplies. So that was fun this morning, for sure. Next, back to the basket. I'm not over the moon excited, loving this basket. Again, I'm not going to be a professional weaver, but I am really excited to finish it. I do think it's cute. I'm going to add it to the collection of Fat of the Month handbags that I will have completed shortly. Okay, so we are okay. Absolutely, we can do this. Alright. This is just going to take some time and patience. I am going to go hit the coffee chair. There we go. It's all sewn in. Let's go see what the next step is. So while I ended up not loving this vintage craft, I do love that I let myself engage with creativity in the middle of the day. I didn't save it up for a special treat or a special occasion. I let myself just engage and really use that creative moment to make myself feel better. And I loved it. I really loved going to scrap too. Check out these vintage patterns. They're so great. I had one of these as a kid. I don't even know who made it for me. I'd love to know, do you save creative expression, creative time as a special treat? Or do you let yourself just have fun with things in the middle of the day? Tell me in the comments, how do you spend your creative time? Until I see you next time, stay creative, stay crafty, have fun, and enjoy that creative moment.